This week on the Digital Marketing Scoop, we're talking about how to plan and reap the rewards of an epic digital marketing Christmas campaign. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. This week we are talking all about Christmas and your digital marketing plan for Christmas. So right now at recording, it's September. Maybe this will be released maybe early October, maybe.
Yep, should be.
But now really is the time to start planning for Christmas. And I'm sure there are lots of businesses out there who've been doing it for many months already.
Oh yeah, like planning starts in July. You're running late, but like we'll help.
So I suppose the first thing we're going to look at is, determining your campaign strategy, your overall strategy for your campaign, and what channels you're going to be using for the marketing and what your goals are for the campaign. So the first thing we discussed is start early, basically, is the most important thing.
Oh, it's so important. Like make sure that your tracking is ready. Make sure absolutely everything. I mean, if you don't run campaigns all year round and you kind of do them in bulk, say at like Christmas or peak times of year for your business, you probably know the run of kind of doing your own strategy at this stage. But there's no harm in trying to outdo yourself every Christmas or outdo your competitors at least. So, I mean, it really starts in the foundation, just kind of nailing down the different platforms, the different social platforms, the different kind of reasoning behind each platform, your goals for each one. I mean, at Christmas, your goals are probably going to be really conversion driven. So there's no harm in having a brand awareness strategy running in November ahead of it, So just kind of make sure that you have kind of like, right, October, November, December, your little kind of plan of action, because don't just dive in with conversions in December.
And I suppose that's one thing as well, especially if you're an e-commerce site or a new e-commerce site, is if you've just had a trickle of traffic or whatever during your previous 9 months and those last few months, it's going to be massive. Make sure the infrastructure in terms of your web hosting and all that is well able to take the influx of traffic that should hopefully be hitting it with your Christmas campaign. Yeah,
and I mean, like there's like say if your budget is kind of small, I don't think it really matters how big or small your budget is to have a strategy. In fact, you should probably have a more detailed strategy if you have a smaller budget to kind of maximize it. But definitely, like if you have a smaller budget, especially, just make sure that you do save a little bit for brand awareness.
Yeah,
going into it. Yeah.
And I suppose the other thing is in terms of segmentation.
Yeah.
So if you are e-commerce, you do need to be segmenting, your customer list into the types of products they buy. You see it an awful lot in terms of email marketing, where they send one email out to their entire customer database promoting the exact same thing.
Yeah.
While you should really be segmenting off their previous purchases, what pages they visit on the site, basically making sure that the information you're putting in front of them is actually of interest to them and is a product or service they want to buy.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no point in putting, I don't know, men's head shavers in front of women. Or there's so many different ones. I mean, and the other thing as well is that you don't need to break it down just by demographics. Like it doesn't need to be women between the ages of 18 and 24. Like it can be anyone who's bought this particular camera or this particular X, Y, or Z. It doesn't really matter what the product is. I mean, it's a mixture of kind of remarketing and cross-selling and all of this. Your market segmentation will really build the foundation for all of those different kind of avenues that you can pull into once your kind of brand awareness phase is done as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose the other thing to look at is the branding and the lifestyle around your product. So when you're promoting your product, especially now, it's very important for the user to be able to kind of picture themselves using that product, the benefits they're going to get from that product, how it's going to improve their life.
Yeah.
Basically the Instagram effect, I suppose you could call it.
Yeah. Have a nice facade around your products. There's never any harm in that whatsoever. And as well as that, I think it'll be next month, but I could be mistaken, but Facebook are releasing their new different ad formats with AR and different kind of features and stuff. Cool. So if you're that far ahead in your budget, you may as well have a little look at that kind of thing as well, because that'll really stand out.
It'd be quite experiential, so it'd be very interactive. Yeah, definitely. I suppose the other thing, I suppose from our end, is something we look at as well, is from the B2B point of view. So trying to get clever maybe with your gifts for clients and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like, look at their social media, look at what they like. You see, this client really likes golf, or this client is really into chess. God, I don't know why I picked chess, but
I know. But the normal thing you see on the desk is the bottle of red and white wine, because they don't know if you like red or white wine, but so you get a bottle of each. But there's no, I mean, like, if I was to give a bottle of red and white wine to one of our clients, like if I just went to their Instagram account, saw they loved golf, and got them like a golf day somewhere, I don't know what golf people do, but I find out, and just do that. That's a much better present.
It makes it more personal. They're going to remember it more. No, definitely.
Yeah. And I think as well with Christmas, like, Joe, if you're emailing out clients and stuff, I actually think for Christmas you should go old school, get out the pen and postcard or the card and send something in the post, because people love getting posts, because no one gets posts anymore. I'm guilty of not doing that. That's something we're going to have to look at. Yeah. Great, that'll be my job now. I'm just giving myself extra work.
So the other thing in terms of your website is this time of year, there's going to be an awful lot of traffic on your site.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you are maximizing what those people are adding into their carts.
Yeah.
So that's your cross sells, your upsells on your website, making sure they're getting related accessories to the products that they're adding into the cart, making sure that they're getting email follow-ups if they're abandoning the cart, especially that time of year where the purchaser is in a much more, I need to buy mentality.
I absolutely have to get this before Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. And it can make such a massive difference to your campaign.
The other thing as well is that if it's something you haven't done before, like build a specific landing page for a certain product on your website that just does really well. I mean, a page on its own, this, making it very kind of like lovely, friendly SEO, all that jazz. You're actually putting yourself in a really good position as well to hold on to that page until next year and really optimize your SEO. Because it will take a bit of time actually for your SEO to move. So actually doing a little bit of work this year that will work well for your ad campaigns might benefit you organically next year.
Yeah, and the other thing as well that works from a split testing point of view as well, that if you ran experiments last year and what worked well then, is to double down on that and to improve upon that.
Yeah.
Because again, the big thing with split testing is you need a lot of traffic going to the site to see, what colors are working, what text is working, what images are working. And if this is the time of year where you're getting a lot of traffic, what better time to make sure that you're doing all those tests and tracking them?
Yeah, definitely.
So the second last thing is doubling down on your Google ads, your Google Shopping, and your Facebook catalog ads.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer that time of year. Well, obviously it depends on the products you're offering, but if you're retail based, this is the time of year people are buying your products. Yeah. This is the time of year you want to be in front of them. And Google Shopping and Facebook catalog are just absolutely fantastic ways if you have an e-commerce site to get your products in front of the right people.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so powerful if you get your tracking right. I mean, especially on Facebook. I mean, someone could have gone through your Google ads, bought something, you can retarget them on Facebook or cross-sell a product on Facebook. You can get really, really, really filtered and layered with it. Like, it's worth sitting down and mapping it out.
Absolutely.
It really, really is, yeah.
And it's kind of similar. The last thing we're going to talk about then is January, which is where all those people have bought their products on your site in November and December. If you have all that set up correctly, then if they bought a trampoline on your website in January, they're getting the ads for the cover for the trampoline, the ladder for the trampoline. So it's that you're using that initial product purchase as the pathway for them to hopefully next month buy more based off of what they already purchased.
Exactly. And I mean, it's a no-brainer, especially because you're probably trying to get rid of stock in January as well. So you're probably slashing prices like every other kind of retail, especially if you're in retail. That's January sales. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, if, like that, just go with the trampoline. I mean, the cover for your trampoline is now half price.
Yeah.
People are going to buy it.
No-brainer then. It's right in front of the exact person. Yeah.
I think January is good if you have your tracking set up right. January will be smooth sailing.
Brilliant. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop.